Hi again. So we have finally come to our last unit of this training, and we still have a few things to say about dream therapy. Dream therapy involves exploring with the dreamer these three questions that we have a number of times pointed at, reformulating the dream and identifying the message. What is the message of the dream? What is this dream telling you? What are the possible resource elements in the dream? And what is the dream inviting you to? That is, in terms of possible action that can be taken on the basis of this dream. Beyond the three questions, dream therapy involves guiding the client to work out feelings when necessary, when there are feelings in the dream. So how to work them out, how to come back to the body, welcome feelings, and deal with this emotional energy that is there. We have seen how to do that. And of course, there is further training that can be done on this. The second point is role-playing the most empowering perspective in order to access a resourceful inner space. We have also demonstrated this quite a number of times. And here again, do practice for yourself with others if possible. And little by little, you should gain familiarity with this kind of procedure. If you need more training, you will be welcome to join in further training on this. Then the other point that is important in dream therapy is helping the client to relate the dream to possible real-life situations or issues and take practical action. So we have four distinctive stages in dream work from a counseling perspective. We have the first aspect, which is exploring the dream, exploring the context around the dream and the original dream story. Then understanding the dream, which involves reformulating and identifying the message, identifying possible resource element. And then we have the processing of the dream, using the dream for accessing inner spaces, anchoring the client in a most resourceful inner space as possible, according to the clues given by the dream. And then finally, we have the practical action relating to real-life context, identifying what the dream is inviting to and taking appropriate action. Dreams obviously are extremely valuable tools in the counseling process. They offer indications about the client's unresolved issues. They also offer indications about inner resources that are available. They offer indications about the solutions that may have to be worked out. And they may also offer indications about the client's progress in the counseling process or in solving their issues. Dream work obviously has to be integrated in a wider and deeper counseling work. It's not enough to just understand the dream's message. It requires possibly further work to access unresolved inner spaces and to work out the unresolved hurt inner spaces. Further age regression may be necessary to fully clarify unresolved childhood trauma. Age regression is a specific technique for going back into the past, and you can start with clues given by the dream in order to move into feelings related to unresolved inner hurt patterns. Dreams can also offer access to the client's resourceful inner spaces, which of course should be appropriately used and practiced. Special points that need attention when reformulating and identifying the dream's message. One, resist the temptation to offer ready-made interpretation. Reformulate carefully first before going further in explaining what the dream might want to say. Secondly, ask all necessary questions that will help identify the client's projections on dream actors and dream elements. So asking these questions and drawing from the dreamer as much information as possible so that you are accurate in reformulating the dream elements. Then, of course, check out with the client how he feels or she feels about your suggested reformulation, as well as about the inner work process. Always keep in touch, check out with the client. How did you experience that? How do you feel about that? What is your perception of this? Does this make sense to you? In any case, don't force any interpretation on your client. If the client feels this is not appropriate, this is not so, or they have their own meaning, respect that perspective, respect that meaning, even if you disagree. Don't force your perspective on the client. Each dream is different. What worked with one dream may not be valid for another one or another dreamer. So always keep checking the client's projections, the client's own perceptions of possible reformulation options. With practice and experience, you will develop your own sense of how the dream language works, and that is the purpose, of course. Look at dream elements with your own intuitive understanding about metaphors, about how images talk to you. Inner and outer reality. This is, of course, a tricky point. Pay special attention to that choice. Are the dream elements representing the dreamer's own inner parts, or are dream elements indicating something that comes from the outer reality, that is perceived in the outer reality? This distinction between the inner and the outer is a little bit tricky. See what makes most sense, but do consider the dream's indications about inner and outer. We've seen what this can be. If necessary, you can explore how to give a title to the dream. It may be worth giving that title, which should reflect the basic message of the dream. This will help identifying this fundamental message and avoid getting lost in details, sometimes too many details, sometimes many different parts of the dream. So it might get a little confused. And if you go back to the basic message, grasp what the dream really is wanting to say in a few words, in one sentence, the title, that may help identifying the message. And some dreams keep their secret. It does happen that you don't know how to understand the dream's message. This is acceptable. You may be missing a piece of the puzzle, a key to work out the message. No blame. Stick to the reformulation process as much as possible, sentence by sentence, going through the dream story, dream element by dream element. As much as possible, check with the dreamer for additional clues. And if it does not make sense, just leave the dream like that. It may clarify sometime later. Also, don't forget that the vast majority of our dreams are in fact screensaver dreams, which don't carry any meaning at all. Usually, people won't remember these screensaver dreams, but some people do. I do quite often. And I know that many of the dreams that I do remember, that I bring back, in fact, they don't make any sense at all because they're just screensavers. Now, don't identify too easily as screensaver dreams the dreams that you don't understand. Do work on them with careful reformulation. before you send them to the dustbin. And if the overall message of a dream remains unclear, but there is an obvious resourceful element in the dream, you may want to explore role-playing anyway, even if it's not totally clear what the dream wants to tell you. There is a clear resource element, resourceful perspective. Use it, access role-play, and anchor the client or yourself into the empowered perspective. This always remains the main goal. Guiding inner work is simple and easy, but again requires practice and experience. You've had a number of demonstrations, so do practice that for yourself, do practice with your clients. Obviously, here we have only indicated the basics of this approach. If you need further training in this, check out possibilities for joining my training in essence therapy. This is where we go deeper into learning how to work with somebody, how to guide inner processes, how to ground somebody in his resourceful inner space. This requires a little further work, and you're welcome to join further training. Now, dream memory, whether clients remember their dreams or not, you can always invite them to pay extra attention to their dreams and write them down. Dream memory is a matter of intention and attention. You can suggest these 4 steps. 1. Clarify intention. Tell yourself, before going to sleep, I want to remember any significant dream. Then prepare some paper and a pen next to your bed so you can write down your dream before doing anything else when you wake up, even if it's in the middle of the night. Take some time to recap when awakening, before moving, before writing it down. Just recap it fully in your mind. This is the work that brings it back from right brain to left brain, recapping, and then you write it down. Write down immediately, even if it's in the middle of the night. Don't wait until the morning. It will be gone. Write down as many details as possible from beginning to the end. Practice and experience is the key. Don't expect to be experts immediately. For some, this training may be just the first step on a long journey of growth and self-discovery. So keep a dream journal, date your entries, practice this reformulation and changing perspectives, role-playing, integrating the most resourceful perspective of the dream. If you need further training, check out possibilities for joining even my dream training in real presence. Now, a word about dream incubation. It is possible to ask for a dream. Ask for an answer to a specific question. You may not get a straightforward answer immediately, but usually there might be some answer coming, sometimes immediately in the following night. So formulate your question clearly and formulate your intention clearly also. Ask for a dream clearly, and then check your dreams carefully afterwards. Let me give you one example. This one is titled Fire in My Backyard. I had a strong headache for 2 or 3 days, which I normally never have. So I wondered if I should go to hospital and check for a possible medical problem. But I decided to first ask for a dream with a clear question: what is this about and what should I do? And then I had this dream. In my dream, I woke up in my little house in a French mountain village. I was hearing a worrying sound outside, like if the house was on fire, something was burning. So I rushed to the window, and indeed, my little backyard is on blaze, big flames. The high herbs and weeds are burning like one big flame. But I see my friend and neighbor on the side. He has been putting on that fire on purpose in order to clean up the messy garden. Lots of weeds were there. So he is in control. And indeed, the blaze goes very fast. 2 seconds later, it's over. So he was in charge. He was burning the weeds, and it's immediately gone. When I woke up from this dream, I realized that this was an answer to my question. As it said, I become suddenly aware, waking up, that there is a problem in my inner environment, which appears to be a fire. Fire is related to inflammation, some inner burning of something that is unneeded, that needs to be transmuted. However, I realized that my inner caretaker, my friend, has been putting on this cleansing process on purpose. He is in control. It lasts only a few seconds, and in fact, by the end of the dream, it is already over. It's immediately over. So I got a message. I was totally reassured. I didn't go see a doctor. I understood that my body was taking care of itself, and indeed the problem disappeared. So as a conclusion, I want to say that I hope this training has given you the tools you need. If necessary, do not hesitate to watch again some of the units or to ask for clarification if some aspects remain unclear. Your feedback on the training is welcome and will be transferred to me. If possible, it will help me improve the training. And if you still have some questions after having gone through the training, you can send them in to Jendan Sinli, and I shall answer them as soon as I can. I also hope this training has shown that our dreams are the best possible mirrors and guides in our lives. But beyond that, they also represent an exceptional proof of the fact that we are all connected to a level of intelligence that reaches far beyond our individual limited awareness. And this is so magic. Dreams give us continuous indications that we are much more than what we think we are, that at some level we are all amazingly resourceful. So dreams continuously invite us to look into the mirror, to heal and balance ourselves, to keep integrating our higher dimension and our full potential. I wish that's what you can do. So best wishes and blessings to you. Bye-bye.